Hey there guys, today we're going to be doing a new, fresh Zero to Hero on a class we haven't played on the channel before. That is of course the Ranger. Just before we get into it, I just want to say thank you all for the massive support recently. It has been incredible. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers now, which was my goal to hit by the end of the year. I just want to say, if you enjoyed the video, if you've been watching previous videos and you want to see more, I appreciate subscriptions massively. Thank you guys. Anyway, for now, let's quickly get into our loadout. So what we're going to be taking for our first perk is Nimble Hands. I feel like for the Ranger, you actually have a few options, which as most classes, you actually don't have many options. Nimble Hands is good. I think Sharpshooter is pretty decent. Range Weapon Mastery is pretty good. Quick Reload's pretty good. Crossbow Mastery, if you're using a crossbow, is amazing. Kinesthesia, pretty good as well. Spear Proficiency if you're running spears. And Trap Mastery is also pretty good as well, but you can't really use that as your first perk, in my opinion anyway. While we have the Recurve in our base kit, we're going to be taking Quick Shot, but in the future we'll probably swap this out for, I believe it's Quick Fire. And we also are going to be taking the Field Ration. I don't think this is amazing, but we're going to take it whilst we're in base kit, and hopefully it can help us survive a bit. Alright, anyway, let's get into our first Loadout. Alright, the first thing we're going to be doing as the Ranger is taking off our doublet. It slows you down quite a lot for like about 9% damage reduction in your base kit, which I don't think it really is worth it. It's a bit too much of a movement speed penalty. It's kind of weird how much it slows you down. Now, spider pots, pretty obnoxious to deal with as a Ranger, but we want to get some of our loot that we can get to get ourselves started. Base kit Ranger is probably one of the weaker classes, I would say. It's pretty good at PvE, but PvP, you're probably going to suffer against a lot of the classes. A lot of the strong classes anyway. Took a bad hit there, shouldn't be taking that, but hey. Someone's already dying to PvE. I haven't actually played Highroller in a long time, so it's actually weird to see the kill feed back up there. Hearing footsteps through there, but it's just the huge amount of goblins in that room. The only thing to note is Ranger is probably one of the classes where you have to think the most when you're playing, because it's not really good at just, you know, stat checking people and just straight up beating people on head fights. You need to play range, use doors to your advantage, set up traps when you can, and really utilize like lots of mechanics that the game has to offer. And for that reason, I'd say it's probably one of like the harder classes to play baseline. And just as you can see there, something that I'm doing just out of habit, for that a new player probably wouldn't, is just baiting hits. When you to line up easy headshots. As long as you're baiting hits, you have basically zero chance of getting hit, as long as you do it like semi-correctly. One thing you'll also notice that I'm doing, which I'm doing without really thinking about, is if you start winding up like mid-air as you jump, you don't lose speed. So you can like jump and use the momentum to line up a shot like behind you. So that's how you can kite people a little bit better. Oh, a pot below us just broke. That means there's definitely a player below us. In the lobby, well, this is Loadout, so everyone has to be base kit. Well, they don't have to be base kit, I guess. They can have some whites in, but basically, of course, no one's going to be geared. I don't like our odds against barbarians. Fighters and clerics also might be pretty rough. Clerics probably not too bad, to be honest. We just have to kite them. Okay, that's a barbarian. You know, whilst these people are fighting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a trap here, and we can use that to try and kite them. I'm going to put it in the dark here and try and stick to this corner. You need to make it so the bait isn't too obvious, though. Let's go and take a look, see what happens. That's a bard. Okay. Well, that guy was really low, I think, from fighting the barb. I'm actually surprised that he managed to beat the barbarian. It's impressive, to be honest. We'll be dropping our rapier, or our short sword for this guy's rapier. Let's grab everything of value this guy has. That. We'll take the dexterity gloves as well. Now, the thing is, you have a pretty low amount of arrows in your first Lightfoot's nice. Nice little find. We did hit the sky with an arrow as well. Ooh, blue pickaxe. We'll take that. So literally just have a quick look as well. I guess we should have actually taken that green felling axe earlier because we can sell that. It's pretty good money. We can run back and grab that. I got distracted on my train of thought there. Yeah, so you don't have a huge amount of arrows particularly. You can't just be throwing off shots the entire time without consequence. You definitely can after you've made it out of a few runs, but to be honest, whilst you're starting out, arrows are kind of expensive. Like, arrows are 1 gold for 1 arrow. Like, if you're buying, you know, 3 stacks of arrows, that's 60 extra gold, which you would not be spending on other classes. Oh, those are some nice legs. Ooh. Nice helmet as well that we can sell to the vendor. But the thing is, that's nice about Ranger, is you don't really have to worry about PvE too much, as long as you're not missing your shots like that. Remember you... Oh. Yep, bad hit. Oh, wow, a longbow. That's actually a good find. White longbow honestly might not be worth using. Let's actually pop one of our field rations. Don't be too worried about using the field rations. You get 3 of them. It's quite a lot. Ooh, let's take a quick peek. Let's grab that. 1 agility is quite nice. Yeah, the thing is, this recurve is only 4 less damage than the longbow, but the longbow doesn't have as much drop when you fire, which is quite nice. I think it has a higher projectile speed. So I think actually we are going to keep this white recurve over the white longbow. Now I do think the longbow is probably the better bow when you're higher gear, but when you're lower gear, especially in the goblin caves where you're solo and you have no frontline to actually try and help you out if people do push, you need to be more self-sufficient. And I think playing with the recurve just makes you a bit more self-sufficient. But someone spawned the mummy down below us. One thing to note is we have this trap here still. Let's turn this off to try and make it a bit darker. Let's go take a peek in what's here. It's another ranger. Okay. I was trying to wait to listen to see where he was going. Oh. Yeah, let's not push that. Got a hit there. Could hear the body shot. Can hear him moving, so that's just what I'm listening for, really. Just pre-aiming and listening. Oh, that isn't good. Okay, random trap there. Good trap by him, I wasn't expecting that one. We have plenty of escape portals, so we can escape basically whenever we want. Which we probably should do. We need to be careful, there's a mummy spawn right there, of course. But I kind of want to hunt this guy. I want his arrows, honestly. His arrows are more what I want than like anything else that he might have. Unless he has like something really good just randomly. Let's just take a little second to listen. Yeah, in there. No, not in there. Above. Alright. Well. Yeah, we'll just be leaving. Spawning that mummy's kind of annoying. Of course, there's a mummy spawn on our left here, just near the shrine, but we'll be okay. This is a decent first run. I would have liked to get some arrows, but we can always just buy some. It'll be alright. Alright, so let's sell all of our little trinkets and see how much money we get. Because most of them are really low tier, it's probably not going to be too much. No, only 65 gold. We'll keep that for the quest item. Actually, there was that little extra 5 gold as well. And then, of course, we do have the chaperon we can sell, and also this lantern. Don't want to be keeping just a grey lantern with no stats, it's just to sell. Now, so we have 121 gold to work with. So what we actually did get a pretty decent selection of meds. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be dropping off the pickaxe. We might as well keep this explosive bottle. But what we're going to be buying is we're going to go to the woodsman and we're going to buy 2 extra hunting traps, along with probably an extra, probably only just 1 stack of arrows, and probably a little stack of 3 extra potions and 3 extra bandages. And now we're going to make our way into Highroller. Of course, we're only level 2 now, so we're going to be quite a lot weaker than the average ranger because these perks are pretty solid. This is one of the classes with the stronger perks, in my opinion, the ranger. Alright, anyway, let's head into Highroller. Okay, hey there guys, we're into our first Highroller. So, this spawn, I don't normally mind it too much, but the thing is with the ranger is it takes quite a long time for you to actually kill PvE. It's quite safe, but it can take quite, like, look at how many arrows. I think this is like 5 arrows. I think it took 6 arrows to kill that guy. I did miss one on the floor somewhere over there. Yeah, 6 headshots there. So, like, your time to kill is kind of high, but it is, of course, the trade-off for having quite a safe clear with quite a good toolkit. Okay. Oh, it only took 5 for some reason. Maybe I didn't hit a headshot on one of them. Okay, mimic. And don't be afraid to... Is this guy stuck? Is this guy stuck because of the lantern? The hell? I haven't seen that before. Don't be afraid to whip out your melee for PvE as well. Like, it's absolutely fine to just use your rapier or short sword or whatever. Like, oh, crossbow. We will take the crossbow just in case. Ranger doesn't really utilize the crossbow very well until they have the crossbow mastery perk. Crossbow mastery perk is, like, really good, though. It is, for some reason, it has, like, the effects of, like, 2 bow perks in 1. So, if you take a crossbow, you really can take, like, spear proficiency or the trap installation time. What did I just say? Blue arming sword. Rapier and arming sword combined. I'm gonna mute that in the video, probably. We will take some bolts just in case. You can actually stash bolts. Hopefully we can find better loot, however, though. Blue drum honestly sells for quite a good amount right now, so we'll just take whatever we can. We're just looking to probably fill our inventory a decent amount and then make our way out of here. So it's a very different playstyle to what I've been playing recently on the Barbarian. Pretty good gloves. We will take the ale, but we'll probably won't end up using that. Right. Yeah, little arming sword, even on a ranger, it still does pretty good amounts of damage. This also allows us to destroy barrels and pots and things. Or, not pots, but barrels and, boxes. For most of our PvE now, we probably will just be using the arming sword, just because it's probably going to do, like, significantly higher DPS than the recurve. Of course. Okay, blue stiletto as well, we'll take that. Pretty good money. In Highroller, in that first Highroller run, I mean, we can't... Oh my god, okay, that is an insane bow. It has 6 physical power on it. Alright. All of a sudden, our bow is probably maybe doing similar DPS now to our arming sword. Just in one quick find. But it's so nice to play a class that actually has good interaction speed. Recently, with how much Barbarian I've been playing on the channel, and other classes I normally play are like Cleric and Wizard. These classes have like really low interaction speeds generally, so whenever you play Rogue or Ranger or something, god damn, it feels nice to be able to interact with things like relatively quickly. I think the arming sword is probably one of the more... Well, it's definitely one of the more versatile weapons for the Ranger. Just because it's so good at actually destroying... Well, yeah, it's so good at destroying things, as I said before. Like, in Highroller, it feels like a good amount of the high-tier loot you get is actually from the boxes and the barrels. Don't be afraid to use a triple shot in PvE either. It's a relatively low cooldown, and it's Oh, okay, never mind. Did they increase that? That's 27 seconds. That's actually pretty high. That's higher than I thought it was. But it's definitely your, like, oh no button, your triple shot, but you need to be aware as well that one of the... If you face against a good ranger, it's infuriating if you're playing a melee class, to be honest. If you ever run the risk of getting close to them, what they'll do is they'll just put their bow away and run. And they do that for a reason, right? Because it's just... Having such high base agility, like the ranger does, like we're currently sitting at 22 here. We do have 2 from the legs, 1 from the hood, but we are also an orc, so we're sitting at -1 from the base. You do have like a pretty good opportunity to just run from people, close doors on them, to create that distance you need to actually hit them with enough bow hits to maybe finish them off in melee, or just straight up finish them from range. This bow was a really nice find. I feel like I haven't found any good bows in a while, and then as soon as I switched to ranger, immediately, it's nothing god tier, right? But 6 physical power is a pretty solid upgrade. Plus just the base damage from it being blue. This has almost as much damage as the longbow. But I feel like the recurve, honestly, is quite underrated. I don't really watch many, Okay, let's drop this crossbow. It's just not going to be efficient for us to keep that anymore. Also probably with the bolts as well, we can drop those. Yeah, look at this. This is some pretty high tier loot. Let's drop that as well, because it's white. Let's drop that grey. Clean up our inventory a little bit. I do want to take this Mystic's Vestments, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to, really. So, if you heard that, something just got destroyed in this area down here. So, that could mean there's probably a player in there. Or it means there is a player in there. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put a trap here. Turn off this light. The only thing with putting that trap down is if they are in this room, they almost certainly heard us put that down. Okay, the ranger's not aggroed. Archer, skeleton archer. So there's a dead lizard man here. Let's just shut that. Default barbarian. Alright, I think we probably will just take that extract. Make sure to not step into your own trap, obviously. We have pretty good money, so getting a reset out here would be really nice. We will loot that quick chest, that big chest in the middle of the room before we leave. I do think we are quite safe. Most people in the lobby look like they were base kits. There's actually quite a few rangers as well. Oh, Windless. Windless isn't very good, so... I mean, it's not bad, but I don't think it's worth taking. What we will do, however, is drop that selection of loot and grab this Marauder outfit. This is going to be worth more gold than 3 arrows. Actually, we could actually pick some more of that gold and whatever else we dropped up. Where did it go? Alright, well, whatever. That was a bit inefficient. We could have kept some of those, but... Hey, let's just get out of here. Alright, perfect. So we actually got level 5 from that Highroller, so we get access to, of course, one more perk. Now, there are a bunch of good options here. I'm not sure really which we want to be going for. It's probably either... Kinesthesia's pretty good. Quick Reload's pretty good. I think we're just going to go for the generic range weapons mastery, though, for now. I do like Sharpshooter as well. However, hitting headshots in PvP is not a consistent thing unless you're just very, very, very good as a ranger. So I wouldn't recommend this for cases where you're probably going to have to PvP. If you ever do hit a headshot, it's going to hurt like hell. But it kind of already does that anyway, and it looks like most of the time, as a ranger, you just want to be hitting body shots just to poke people down. Because just hitting them adds so much pressure. So from all the gear we bought out, we managed to get ourselves 261 gold, currently sitting at a nice 300 gold now. Our kit is decent. We have some pretty good pieces, some pretty bad pieces. Ideally, we're going to look for a better hood. Obviously, it would be nice to fill out some of our jewelry as well. We don't have trade for ages, so we're going to be sticking with self-found for quite a bit longer. But let's get into another Highroller. Alright, hey there guys, we're into our second high roller. Let's take a quick look. Now, it looks like immediately we're going to have to run pretty far for the zone. While this is higher tier, I don't think we want a Forest Hood. I think the extra agility and the less movement speed penalty from the Ranger Hood is probably going to be more beneficial than the Vigor. However, we definitely will take a Surgical Kit. That's a really nice find. Again, I always forget to bring a gold purse. If you have enough gold for a gold purse, guys, just buy it. Coming into High Roller, you're probably going to find like quite a bit of spare loose gold. And we will just take anything we can get for now. But it will pay for itself like pretty easily. 2 lockpicks is a pretty solid find. The Skeleton Champion, it would probably be pretty rough for us to deal with. We can definitely kite him. It will just take us a long time. So what we'll do is we'll clear out the room of all the other things first. Ever since they made it so you can't cheese it on the health shrine, it takes a bit more effort cheesing this guy. There are definitely ways you can do it, but I'm not an expert at PvE. I'm not expert in anything in this game really, but we'll grab whatever the best pieces are from this room. We'll probably have to... I can't remember if you can shoot the spider pots with the recurve bow to destroy it or not. I know you can with like the crossbow, and I think you can with the longbow. I'm not sure if the recurve has enough like impact. Let's give it a go. Okay, you can. Only takes 2 hours as well. Nice. In this room, little tip, try and make sure you don't let any of the spiders run onto that little pressure plate here. I thought I just heard... I thought I heard one of the, like, little spitting insects spit at someone, which they only do that if there's, like, a player near them. Yeah, this will drop down a bunch more spiders anyway, and you'll have to deal with them. It's kind of annoying, so if you can avoid that, probably worth it. Now, it would be nice to kill a centipede to try and get some jewelry, because that's primarily where we're lacking in gear right now. Those aren't bad. I think we'll at least take them to sell. Even though I'm not sure if we will use them. The thing is, the movement speed penalty there is pretty hefty. Alright, now we don't really have time to loot. Well, like, we could take some damage, but I prefer to try and play it a bit safer. I got a bit distracted talking in this run. More realistically, I would have preferred to have... You know, let's go through here instead of having to deal with that, go over there. What? Oh, no, I spawned in the Skeleton Champion. Alright, let's get moving fast. Alright. We'll probably have to, yeah, kill this guy. If you crouch at the right time, you can, like, 100% avoid the crossbow skeletons. You can also do it with the archers, but the archers sometimes, of course, do their double shot, which is a little bit riskier to try and avoid. Looks pretty quiet in this room. We're going to have to get moving again for the next zone, although it's not very far. So what we'll probably do is grab a few of these boxes in here. Trying to listen out to make sure if we do hear anything, we do actually process that information. That there's another player close. Pretty safe dealing with goblin archers, skeleton archers, anything like that. Not really an issue for the ranger. Even if you do pull things as a group, usually you're at far enough distance that... Okay. I heard something, but it's just a zombie walking. Let's actually check this. Oh, this ranger hood could be... Oh my god, it's insane. That is actually a really nice ranger hood. Dexterity, 3 agility, strength, and action speed. This is some luck, I'm not gonna lie. This is some of the best luck I've had with self-found gearing in Dark and Darker in a while. That's why you destroy these boxes and pots and barrels and things, like, such good loot. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to destroy all of these. It does take a fair few swings with the arming sword, but at least we can actually destroy them with the arming sword. It's also loud, so we probably are bringing quite a bit of attention to ourselves. Now, let's take a quick look. We're probably going to grab anything that's blue or above. Let's quickly grab these and see if they're any good. You know, we'll grab those. That's actually like a decent amount of health. Maybe the strength is better, but Let's drop that and grab another surgical kit and make our way into here. We'll probably have to pop a potion, but it's not a big deal. Someone has clearly been here. Someone's in that direction. We just heard them spawn in a mummy. But because I don't want to put a trap down here, because the zone is immediately going to make this like pretty irrelevant, or we could actually just take a fast extract. That might be a smart decision. So what we're going to do is open up this escape portal, probably loot those 2 chests down there, and then just make our way out. And now our kit is getting pretty decent, so we could probably look to try and actually fight players. Of course, if we encounter players, I would fight them. But we can actually try and actively look to engage in fights a bit better, knowing that we have some decent gear now. Let's grab a little bit more money. Let's make our way out of here. Pretty good runs, but pretty uneventful runs. I imagine most people are just probably dying to PvE. That tends to happen quite a lot. I did have a quick look, and yeah, there was only a single person left alive, which was a warlock, who was pretty far away from us. But anyway, let's take a look at how much more money we have got from our runs. 128 gold from our sellables. We will sell the ale as well, actually, 131. Someone asked about how do you sell things quickly. So to put it into... You can middle mouse click in here, and it will immediately go into this trading thing. And then once you have the gold, you can hold shift and right click, and it will immediately put the gold into your stash. Actually missed a dagger early, so we've got another 16 gold as well. We'll store one of the surgical kits. We don't need 2 surgical kits. That's probably a bit overkill. However, you do notice the thing with Ranger as well is you're working with less inventory space than most of the classes in the game, just due to your arrows. It's not that big of a deal. You can obviously drop them if you find something better, but you are generally going to be getting less loot out. But it is one of the stronger PvE classes, so I don't feel like you can really complain too much about it. Did actually take a quick look at the Goblin Merchant, but unfortunately there's not any jewelry for sale. I was going to buy some if there was. The only thing here we could really spend money on is maybe a padded tunic or a doublet perhaps, but I don't think it's worth it. It just slows you down by so much for a pretty minor benefit. However, this time I did remember to bring a gold coin purse, finally, so let's head into another Highroller. Okay guys, we're into our, I believe, 3rd Highroller at this point. In the lobby, quite a selection of classes, I'm not gonna lie, but everyone was just really low geared. I think every single other person in the lobby was base kit. Oh no, there was one warlock who has a bardiche. I didn't actually get to see his gear, I just saw he was swinging a big bardiche around. Quite a few barbarians, or I think 2 actually. Pretty good class split, as I was saying, but... So, I actually just realized I haven't actually mentioned matchups at all with Ranger. And in my opinion, Ranger is probably one of the classes where matchups are less set in stone than they are for most other classes. So Ranger definitely has some matchups that are better than others, and some matchups which are worse than others. However, I feel like it's more based around the Ranger's planning and whether they're hitting shots and stuff, and trap placement. There's basically like quite a few things that goes into Ranger gameplay rather than just, are you hitting shots? Are you in a good matchup, you know? And of course the main bet, actually, let's go through this way. We could want to maybe deal with a centipede and try and get some jewelry. I believe this takes 3 hits from a blue arming sword, to be honest. Can we clip this guy through the door? No. But generally, rogues, unless you can catch them at a far distance, probably going to suffer. Oh, God, man. I'm just going to have to shoot this thing. Goddamn spider pots, man. Alright. Ideally, you want to avoid the zombie and not let him spawn in that gas cloud, because it's pretty annoying. It's a pretty big indicator that you're there if anyone comes near. It can sometimes block your pathing a bit. It can do, honestly, quite a bit of damage if you have to open a door or something whilst it's on the door. However, we should be okay here. Now, we do want to make our way over to the centipede. Quite a few spawns around the centipede area, so we'll try and have a bit of a peek, see if we can see anyone. Now, what we will do is we'll set a trap within there. That looks pretty camouflaged. I think that's going to be pretty hard for people to spot. This gives us a backup plan if we do need to kite. I assume, yeah, I was going to say, I assume the centipede's undisturbed. I'm not sure if you can... Oh yeah, you actually can shoot through there. Interesting. Probably going to take us a fair while to kill this guy. Luckily, we can hit him when he does that bloody that ability where they just go running away. I'm not sure if this thing can proc our traps or not. But oh god, these are bad misses. One thing to note as well about the Ranger, which I haven't mentioned so far, but it's a pretty common trick, so people probably know it. Once you're out of arrows... bad hit. Like that, you can press your triple shot and it instantly reloads 3 shots into your bow. We keep walking over the poison accidentally, so we're taking a lot of unnecessary damage. We will pop one of our biscuits or food rations and get it on cooldown. I think this guy's got to be pretty close to dying. Make sure we avoid that trap. I think we are just going to have to pull it through, and unfortunately if it procs the trap, it procs the trap. Just need a bit more room that isn't filled with poison on the floor. Yeah, finally dead. Takes so many arrows. What we should do... I was thinking about shutting that door, but I think we will actually just leave it open. Let's make sure we pop our meds, so this way we can be a bit more efficient with the space in our inventory. Okay. Will move speed, max bonus, fizz damage reduction. Not bad. Also not bad, but not particularly good for Ranger. Okay, well, that's an easy extract if we just want to leave. I was kind of hoping that we'll engage in a bit of PvP in this run, but we'll see. I can't really force PvP if everyone's just dying to play it. Ooh, someone did open this door. And because the door opened that way, it means they've come into this room. Or at least they've opened the door that way. Which would make sense, as that's where the spawn is. So they could possibly be hiding up there, but I doubt it. What's more likely is they either went up here or probably went down here. So let's try and be cautious. Let's try and listen out. Hear a bard somewhere in the distance. They went through there. So either that bard's just through the wall, or they're up above that bunch of goblins up there. What we'll quickly do is check the spawns in here. There's some okay stuff that spawns in here sometimes. Destroy these barrels. Of course it's a skeleton. Can't see what kind of skeleton that is. I think it's just a normal one, actually. Yeah, normal swordsman. Died to 3 headshots from the arming sword. Oh. That audio definitely sounds like it's coming from down here, in my opinion. No, it's above. It's definitely above. And what we can do... This is a bit risky. But we're going to go for it to try and... hopefully engage in a bit of PvP. I don't have a full PvE video. I guess I can, but... bit of a slaughter in here. Dead barbarian. Could definitely hear someone below us, I believe. Let's hit this. This guy's in a really bad position, obviously. He's stuck between a mob and me. As long as we don't aggro this goblin, we should be okay. We aggroed the goblin, but... Okay, he died to the goblin's dart, actually, so... I feel kind of bad, but that's quite often how it goes in Dark and Darker. Oh, those are nice boots. Let's take those. Blue legs, we'll take those to sell. Blue bardiche is really good money if we can fit it in, which we can if I stop managing my inventory poorly. Did actually bring a gold coin purse this time. Finally remembered. So everything of high value. Damn, this guy has a lot of stuff which is high value, so... let's drop some of these lesser tier things, and we'll grab... It's blue mace. We'll drop our 2 arrows. We don't need 2 arrows, that's fine. And just some other random pieces. Alright, we need to head towards an extract. So what we're probably going to do is just head the way we came. Make sure to put away your bow, get that extra move speed. Oh. Was the champion... I think the champion's actually the one up here. No? No, okay, it's the one below, I guess. I think we're good. I did hear another portal somewhere, but there's more stuff to loot in here. Lion's Head, pretty good. Okay, there. Portal there, perfect. I think at this point we're probably the last person in here. We do have 2 lockpicks, so what we will do is try and grab this Lion's Head. Hopefully not miss this. Okay, another one? No, no other one. Alright, perfect. Nothing really that amazing. What we will do is we'll pop this green healing potion. We'll pop this bandage just to make a bit more inventory space and we can try and grab something. Put that there, drop that, move the lockpick there, and then we can grab either of these. It doesn't matter, we're going to be selling it either way. Does this sell for more than 2 stacks of arrows? I don't think it does. So, quickly check the spawn, just white. Oh, looks like we've just got a free room to loot for ourselves. See if we can get any upgrades. Probably pretty unlikely from this point now. A bunch of the... aside from, of course, jewelry, we have some pretty good pieces. Pretty unlikely for us to get anything much better than what we do have. If that was true physical damage, that would be pretty good. Purple Hand Skull, okay. Let's take that over that. Probably sell some more. Alright, anyway, zone's closing in. Let's make our way out of here. Tiny bit of PvP, but come on now. He mostly just died because of the goblin hitting him. Poor guy, I kind of feel bad for that guy. So 264 gold. Actually, we will keep these adventurer boots. They're pretty solid, so 232 gold from our sellables there. Or no, from the actual gear. And then from our sellables, not much. We will sell the goblin things, so I don't think I'm going to be doing many of the quests at this point on the ranger. 57, plus these plate boots I missed. Another 32. Now already sitting at nearly 1,000 gold, pretty solid. If we quickly go over to our stash after we've put all this in, you notice we're almost already half full of pure gold. Can of course make it over into coin purses and not have any issues. Save some of these decent pieces. We will bring in the lockpick. What we do need to buy, however, is we need to buy another hunting trap. I like keeping at least 2. Honestly, you probably want like 4 if you're really dealing with high geared players, because sometimes if you drag a high tier player through them, even if they do get hit by it, they're probably gonna live if they have good enough gear. Like, it's a bit rough. We'll also buy 1 more stack of arrows, and we're gonna make our way into probably 1 more Highroller, and even if we live, it's probably gonna have to be the last video, or the last run for this video. Okay, here goes. We're into our final Highroller game of the video. One thing I do want to quickly say is, I did give some matchup information in the previous video, but I would quickly like to state that barbarians generally are going to be pretty rough for you. Plate fighters can be rough if you're running bow ranger, if you're not the most efficient kiter. Oh my, okay, that's a decent ring. Not as amazing as I first thought. Magical healing, that's a very, very good warlock ring, or maybe even cleric ring, but Unfortunately, we're not on either of those classes, and we can't sell this for a good little while yet, but we'll keep it for now. 2 agility is not bad. Plus 4 armor rating. Doesn't really do anything for us, to be honest, but it's fine. There's another goblin here. Wizards are pretty... Wizard is generally a pretty favored matchup for Ranger. However, if the wizard does somehow close the gap on you and just gets in your mouth and bloody magic missiles you, especially in the current patch with how high the DPS... Okay, you hear that? Someone's in this room. Yep, Bard. Oh my god, that boy got sent flying by this guy. Try and bait the hit. Alright, okay, good. We're fast enough to actually avoid that. Gonna have to kite these mobs for a while. Just a base kit Bard, so not really much of a threat to us. Ooh, the lag. We did hit, I think we might have even hit a headshot on that guy, which... Headshots, if people don't have a helmet, even if they are a Lizardman, of course the Lizardman in the most recent hotfix got a little bit of physical... Oh wow, that's a pretty good ring. 3 physical power. Knowledge is basically useless for us, and interaction speed, honestly, not the worst stat, kind of underrated. The amount of time it saves you from looting and also from opening doors and closing doors on things actually gives you a bit of weird indirect combat power for kiting. I'm really surprised that that hit. But yeah. I assumed that guy was pretty low gear. In the lobby, again, I saw most people with low gear. Pretty strong. The fact that you can just scout people's gear. I didn't see any geared bards in the lobby, so I can be pretty confident that that guy is pretty low gear, you know? Honestly, maybe they should remove that. I don't know. Surgical kit, nice find. A bunch more health potions for us. But yeah, look at how much of our inventory is already filled with arrows and meds and things. 3 physical power, wish we could wear those, but unfortunately we can't. Although our boots are honestly pretty solid as well. Like, look at that. Pretty good. Blue rapier, we'll definitely take that and sell that. Pick up our arrows out of the wall. Let's have a look, make our way through. Now, if you notice there, I wasn't aiming for headshots at that guy. I don't, in my opinion, headshots in this game are not worth going for. The travel time makes it so people can dodge your headshots pretty effectively, while body shots are... I thought I heard a bard drum there. Okay. Huh. It's pretty difficult to dodge getting hit at all, but it is pretty easy to dodge headshots. So I think just hitting people and putting more consistent DPS on them is more valuable than missing a lot. I say that as I miss bloody on PvE twice in a row, but getting consistent DPS is consistent pressure, which is just allows you to play differently. It allows you to play more aggressive and to finish people off. Even in melee, if it has to. Like, Ranger is not terrible at melee. It's not as good as a fighter or a barbarian. You probably don't want to try and finish a barbarian off in melee unless you know that they are very, very low. But all I'm saying is if you know you've put some good hits into some guy, and they're trying to... If they're trying to run away from you, that especially is a telltale sign that they are low. Because they're not really going to try and fight you when they're low unless they're just absolute psychopaths. So I heard a portal into the south. Let's take a quick peek in here and see... Okay, yeah, perfect. Now that's pretty hidden, and people probably aren't going to find that portal except from us, which is pretty perfect, honestly. Unless someone was in the room to the east of that and somehow heard it. I say somehow heard it. It's pretty loud. I do really wish they'd buff mob loot. Like, I don't know. It's very rare from a mob. Aside from like a centipede or something that you actually find an item that you want to use. Well, it's rare that you find an item that isn't, like, white. Honestly. Right. Not the best Ranger hood. Honestly, I'm impressed with how... Okay, yeah, I mean, we'll take that to sell. Top up on arrows is pretty good. Didn't get a big 64 arrows. Oh, Nightmare Goblin Archer. Careful of those guys. These guys shoot fast, and they also have a triple shot sometimes that they'll do. Yeah, like that. And that thing obliterates. It does so much damage, it's crazy. Survival boat. Honestly, I feel like the survival boat is a bit underrated. Not much. I don't think it's strong, but I think if you have the correct gear set to use it, and the correct perk setup and the correct mentality, it's not that bad. It's also disgusting to play against because they can just run you around forever, basically, just infinitely kiting. We will open that, however, we're not going to be extracting yet. What we're going to be doing is probably cleaning this room and grabbing whatever we can from in here. I don't know if anyone noticed that buckler in the background, but it was like bloody rotating. That was weird. Quite often that happens. I always think it's someone moving in the distance, but no, it's just the shield goblin's buckler just spinning. Probably a crossbow archer on the right here, or a crossbow skeleton, or it might be an archer, I'm not sure, it's one of them. Probably grab some good loot from in here and then make our way out. I think that's also a pretty underrated thing in Dark and Darker. Just go a fast extract. Granted, sometimes you will lose AP if you miscalculate or if you're a really high rank, you can't really do this, but unless you're just willing to accept the AP loss. Alright, we actually don't really have much space at all here. We are going to tank the zone, take a little bit of damage. It's fine. A purple drum is good money. We're not playing for AP here. We're not playing to rank up particularly. Let's drop that. There's got to be some way I can... Yeah, there we go. We found it. Alright, let's make our way out. Thank you guys for watching. We'll have a quick look at how much AP we got and money. That'll probably be the end. So we're actually level 10 now, which is crazy. So we actually got access to our third perk. Our third perk, I would probably either take Quick Reload or Kinesthesia. I think probably Quick Reload, honestly. That's pretty clutch sometimes. It's pretty huge reload speed increase. Aside from that, let's have a quick look at how much gold we got. 242 gold from our gear that we're able to sell, along with only a little 20 from the collector. Alright, so those are some pretty solid runs, guys. We went from 0 gear, 0 money, level 1, to level 10, 1,160 gold, with a pretty decent loadout. Like, we have some... Let's quickly check our physical power bonus. Only 5, oh, it's because 6 of it's on our bow, which we can't see here. Aside from that, we only have like a little bit of strength and a few physical power bits here and there. But by default, Ranger actually has a negative physical power bonus. So we're doing pretty good damage with these things. Probably goes up to, I believe it's like 1% at this point, so it'd probably be 11% extra damage with the recurve bow act. But thank you guys for watching. If you've watched this far, I'd appreciate likes. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Let me know what classes you want to see as well, because that's one thing. We will be doing more Barbarian. The next video will probably be Barbarian again. Just to try and maybe finish that series off, we'll see. Not that I want to die in there, but yeah.